This is your friendly neighborhood gamer Djinn Candor. We're here doing another walkabout. Thank you very much for checking out my videos. Please do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and of course, well, welcome to the Den of the Djinn. I am your host, Candor. We're here basically telling you guys that yet again, I'm getting these videos, and yes, folks, I'm going to be talking about them because, ladies and gentlemen, it's getting ridiculous and more ridiculous. Ridiculouser, the fact that people are pushing their luck, and this time I'm talking about HOAs. Again, accountability is one of the things that I need to express here because some of these people just make up arbitrary rules because of bullshit things that they don't like or they just feel like needs to be fixed, which don't need to be fixed. Case in point, I've seen people get fined for very utilitarian things like ramps. Like if someone had a spouse or they themselves can't get around as much, so they have a ramp, right? Ladies and gentlemen, why the fuck would you find someone for having a ramp? And the best argument they have is, well, it just looks unseemly. I don't like the way it looks. I'm like, who gives a shit what it looks like? And another thing that they keep saying is, well, it brings down the property values. First of all, you're not trying to sell. You're not trying to sell their property. You're trying to sell your property, not theirs. Because if and I'm telling you this right now, if your property depends on whether your neighbor is invalid or takes care of their own property, that shouldn't matter to you because that is not your responsibility. The problem I have with a lot of people is, well, what about the neighbors? And that's the biggest issue I have with a lot of people. It's like, yeah, I get it. You go into a neighborhood and you look around and say, hey, well, what about the I like what I bought, right? Thank you very much for checking out my videos. Appreciate the love. Hit that little bell icon, subscribe buttons. It definitely helps the channel. How you doing? Anyway, so when you go into go and buying a house or whatever, what is one of the few things aside from the normal wear and tear, all that, right? Going into checking out the checking out the location, right? Well, the biggest thing you are looking at is the neighborhood, the general neighborhood. Well, let me ask you this. What is the first thing you do when you go into a neighborhood? You talk to you look around at the neighborhood and see if it looks aesthetic, if it looks good to you. Well, folks, yeah, generally that's fine, but don't have to judge one property because of another person's inability to get what you want. So basically, what I'm saying is, if your neighbor isn't doing anything wrong, and generally, folks, a lot of people are so uptight. They're like, oh, well, you have a ramp. It looks really bad. By the way, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And I hate humans. I hate humans at the worst of times because they are such judgmental jerkwads. I hate the ones, especially on certain communities and certain. And by the way, before I didn't mean say communities. I meant committees. I meant to say. I meant to say committees like HOA committees, all that, right? You are an amazing person out there, guys. Thank you very much. Um, but let me ask you this: are you gonna go into a neighborhood, right? A really nice neighborhood. I'm gonna put this paint this picture for you. Go into a neighborhood, right? And it's so gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Everything looks so pristine. The neighbors are friendly, kind of like kind of like that scene in every like 50s TV show where everybody's smiling, going, "Hey, how's it going? How's it going, champ?" You know, shit like that, right? That would be amazing. But let's face it, guys, it's gonna get eerie real fast, especially when everybody starts smiling and they look like the fucking robots going. I'm like, did he just? I swear I heard a every time he moved his head. I swear, and it tripped me up when I saw that shit one time. I saw a movie. It was I don't remember what it was called, but it was just really, really awkward and really, like, guys, the aesthetic was just creepy as hell. Crack me. Sorry, I don't roll in that direction. If you do, that's wonderful, but again, I don't roll in that direction. If you do, that's wonderful, but that's not me. Some of these people, man, are going on my channel just to fucking troll my ass. Ladies and gentlemen, I will get you. I will get you every time you try to troll me. I will hit you with things that you never thought of. So if you're gonna be on my channel just to troll my ass, be weary of my clapback, because I will hit you so hard with it. I am chill, bro. I'm not giving you crap right now because I know for a fact you're giving me shit. And that's fine. I'm cool with giving shit, but don't think that I'm just gonna stand here and not give it right back. So it's a fair warning. Guess what? What? I can't guess. What? I want to hear it. That was cute if you had a brain, which you don't. Clap back. You think you're clever. You're not. Not even remotely. Aw, that's awesome. I love baby animals. Baby animals are so much fun, especially those videos with the baby animals and the babies. I'm like watching these videos and I'm like, I'm surprised I have a heart. I didn't get you yet, but keep trying to troll me and you'll find out why they call me the Troll Buster. Because guys that try to go on my channel, they become my content, ladies and gents. So think twice. Anyway, so yeah, I'm just basically telling you guys, if you go into these videos about HOAs getting clapped back, HOAs getting basically destroyed, well, there's a reason why. They never really think to themselves, and I've seen this as a pattern. Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Good for you, Maya. I'm glad you have a new pet. That's awesome. I love animals in general. So yeah. But speaking of animals, there are these people that like I said, HOAs. There are HOAs that actually hate animals, and they say, "Well, we don't allow animals in our neighborhood." It's like, what about Mr. Susan over here that had a cat, and over here they have a possum. What about them? It's like, well, um, yeah, I didn't think so. Shut up. Yeah, HOA. I'm talking about HOAs because I had a buddy of mine that got tried to get into one, a neighborhood, mind you, not an HOA, but a neighborhood in general. And the HOA basically, the first thing they said to my friend, they said, "Well, you're gonna have to sign this and pay $1,900 just to move into our neighborhood." And I looked at it and I said, "Oh, hold on. Look into this HOA. Look at the title. Look at the neighborhood, and see if there is a legit HOA. Because if you sign this, you are legally allowed. They are legally, basically committing forgery. Because tough. I don't got a I don't got a beard. I got whiskers. That's about it. Anyway, um, so yeah, he gets into it, and long story short, I tell him, dude, look at the neighborhood. The county or the city. Look at them. Ask them for actual records if there's an actual active HOA. If there is, then you have the right to tell them fuck off, because again, under certain circumstances, you could tell them to fuck off. And here's another fun fact. Depending on certain Okay, whatever. Like I said, it's just all I got is whiskers, folks. Enough with the beard. Oh, I don't. Mind you, this is the most you get. The most you get out of me. I don't. Plus, I'm more than likely gonna shave in a couple of weeks. More than likely. Why would I shave? Well, why not? Anyway, so like I said, depending on certain states and certain counties, um, I'm not entirely sure about where I live specifically, because I never really got it looked into it because I'm not involved in this. But I told them, look up the laws and regulations. But I'm pretty sure, um, if they are not registered in this county, they have no right to tell you or ask you for anything. Sure enough, 2 weeks later, my buddy goes, "Dude, how did you know?" And I'm like, I watch a lot of these videos where they basically try to tell you that they a lot of it, yes, it's on YouTube, mind you, but again, a lot of stories have the same thread. I am so serious. A lot of them have just petty dictators. They try to tell you that you have to do it their way or the highway, but then they realize later that they're talking to someone with actual, legal expertise and everything. Plus, you could actually check this out on Reddit, and a lot of it, there's an actual forum, basically legal advice forum on Reddit. Yes, it's loose at best, but there probably is a few lawyers on there that basically tells you how it works. And honestly, guys, compared to lately, and that is the easiest way to get a good consultation. Believe it or not, folks. And mind you, you could just get enough information from those and then actually talk to an actual lawyer, and they'll give you a bare minimum of what you need to know. All you have to do is look it up, guys. It's all about research. And I told him that, and I was like, bro, all you have to do is research. That's all. And yeah, sure enough, the guy found out that the HOA, the one that they were trying to force him into, was a lot of horse hockey. Like, honestly, it was bullshit. It was bullshit, literally. because they were basically trying to not really. They were just basically trying to think that they can bully someone into their organization. They did not want to get into it, so they said, "Okay, first of all, I'm not getting involved with your organization, so please stop. And all I'm asking is you to leave us alone. And if you don't, I'm gonna send this cease and desist." About a week later, he found himself in a courtroom because these guys would not get it in the thick skull that he was not going to pay them anything for moving into their organization. First of all, he was not, and this is what he said on there. He said, "I'm not moving into their organization. I'm moving into a neighborhood that I thought was a good people." Well, apparently, it's not the people the problem, it's the organization. The organization was just basically a bunch of people that was having issues. About 2 days later, he told me. 2 days later, he told me. Mind you, this was 6 months ago. 2 days later, he told me that all this happened, and it came down that supposed organization, those people that were trying to get him into this organization for like 19 grand. Mind you, they said they wanted it 19 grand a month, ladies and gents. I'm like, why the fuck would I just tried to get out of renting stuff, and this is the equivalent of renting my own house. Basically, the 1900, and he even asked, what would this money, buy, except you getting off my ass for 19. I was like, the funny thing is, he asked that question, and there were crickets. Nobody answered the question. For 2 weeks, they never answered the question. What does this buy? It's like amenities. Well, there is no amenities. It's just one of those normal neighborhoods. There was no public amenity, no, there was literally nothing. Everybody there did their own thing. They had their own yards. There was nothing shared. So there was nothing for the HOA to govern. So there was no real rhyme or reason for... Okay, first of all, for someone that has Pokemon, again, I'm not interested because A, first of all, I don't know you. B, I don't roll in that direction. And C, I could see where you go into this crap. The fuck? So do better, guys. 19 grand a month. Oh no, I agree. Maya, you full on agree. And again, this is basically what I'm talking about. Why I feel like organizations like HOAs are good on paper as long as they're implemented correctly. Again, like I was saying, this neighborhood, I saw the neighborhood, a beautiful, beautiful neighborhood. But again, there was no public amenities there was no rhyme or reason for it. They were trying to say that, well, we're gonna hire landscaping crews. Well, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of times those landscaping crews don't charge more than $500 per contract, even if that. And if they did, either that's a very big yard or they're doing a lot more people. Again, I feel like that 1900 per month per house, mind you, was just an extravagant way of them basically saying, well, we are an upscale neighborhood. And I'm like, wow, dude, it's like you sound like you were trying to go into the Beverly Hills without being in Beverly Hills. Like, this is not California. We do not charge people for going into a random neighborhood. Next thing you know, you're going to say you're going to build a toll booth and charge 19 grand just to drive past. See, that's the kind of thing I would expect some of these dictated dickheads would try to pull. And that's one of the things that I'm trying to tell you guys is it's one thing to be doing these things. It's one of the things that I feel like, yes, if there's an organization, cool, but the organization should only be done only doing certain jobs, like for instance keeping everything safe for the neighborhood, like for instance no potholes so no kids get hurt or people crash or whatever. Keeping the place clean, that's cool. And if there's I've seen neighborhoods with actual amenities like playgrounds for the kids, and keeping that up. There's a community gardens. There's some ones with community gardens, other ones with other amenities. Again, guys, if they had anything like that, then I'd almost get why they would try to do this. But guys, HOAs should be voluntary, and they should be out of the kindness of the heart of the individuals that live there. They would try to go in there and try to help the community. It would build stronger communities. No, there are communities that I heard online that are so horrifying. That is no different than fucking Stalingrad in the fucking in World Wars or the Cold War. I could practically imagine some a bunch of people in a weird uniform going hoo, 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 10 hut. All right, found out. And if I don't see $900 in fines, and every one of you, even if you have to tax the same house 3 times, you will be written up yourselves. Now go, go, go. I wouldn't be damn surprised if that shit happened. I would not fucking be surprised that at one point there is an HOA out there that tries to pull that shit. Because some people are so either petty or they're so judgmental. Here's the worst one that I've seen. Where kids, and mind you, this is not kids. It was an elderly gentleman that relied on certain, like an oxygen mask, right, or like some kind of equipment that ran off electricity, right? So he had his electricity hooked up in such a way where his equipment, basically life-saving medical equipment, was in his house. Apparently, the HOA decided to think, well, I don't like the way that looks, so I'm gonna cut off your electricity. Like, first of all, what? Why? I mean, first of all, the medical equipment was spliced into the thing again, probably with a lot of good warrants and everything, which is understandable. Some equipment don't just plug into the wall. No, sometimes you have to actually wire it in, which sucks, but sometimes that happens, and not everybody is as healthy as you and me. It sucks, but anyway. So these guys had to be horrible, cut off this person's electricity, and say, well, we don't like the way that looked. Bottom line, folks, be respectful of your neighbors, and you don't have problems in court. Bottom line. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next. This is your friendly neighborhood gamer Djinn Candor, wishing you love, luck, happiness, and wishing you would please like and subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next.